Hello everyone. Let me thank all of you for coming here today. For those of you who don't know us, let's us start with introduce ourselves. My name is Sanipon Wongsukonchat 6105733 and my partner is
พิธีกรพันนารุ่นโนไทย 6005582
and today our group are going to present you about IoT in big data. And the information that we give you today can help you to know more about this topic. And we divided our presentation into 5 parts. First, we will start by telling some details of big data, and then we will discuss about the details of IoT. And next, we will talk about the relationship of big data and data expert. And then we will explain some more details of IoT in the big data. After that, we will end with a conclusion. If you have any questions, you can ask us after our presentation will be finished. And okay, let's start.
Okay, let's get started with the definition of the big data. There are data that have a large amount of, such as companies' data, customers' data, suppliers, customer behavior, document file, including image, URL, and other links that such a large quantity that software or hardware cannot process or not be stored efficiently. We call them big data. The other definition of big data is that big data means a large set of structured, unstructured, or semi-structured data and analyzing those data to get the insight of the business trend. Now I'm gonna tell you about the characteristic of the big data next. Imagine to the smoke, it has high volume, high velocity, and high variety. Next, but okay, I'm gonna tell you the meaning of this. Big data has the volume means big data has large amount of quantity in the unit more than terabyte. It can be either online or offline form. The velocity means big data is real time, so that cannot be analyzed manually. It is difficult to understand its pattern and direction. Variety. The big data has varied type. For example, text, video, image, other files, such and resource such as social network. And next, another characteristic of the big data is veracity. Big data is not complete information to make a decision. Next, okay, big data is very useful and we can apply it everywhere. We're gonna start with next the first thing, government sector. Big data is analyzed to plan, make decisions, and organize in many ways such as demography, economic development, strategy for a developing country. Next, for the private sector, big data is analyzed to plan, make decisions, and organize in many ways such as understanding customers' behavior, marketing planning, distributing channel, and demand forecast, and etc. Now I'm gonna talk about in the deep detail. Okay, I'm gonna give example of the Netflix next. Netflix have recorded the significant data such as watching history, time when customer pause the video, device, searching, rating the score, and etc. Netflix use those to analyze which video that customer would like to watch next and display the video that is familiar with the genre that customer prefer. This policy makes their customers satisfied. And nowadays, Netflix has more than 137 million users. Next, I'm gonna tell you about the Internet of Things. Okay, imagine to the watercolor. It can interact each other easily. Okay, the same of the IoT. The IoT is the internet in everything. Connect every device through the internet network. This concept makes us able to command every device, such as electrical appliance, automobile, mobile phone, office device, agriculture equipment, and industrial machine, building and house, and etc. With the internet network, we can connect everything easily. Technology Internet of Things is increasing the profit and risk together as well. Due to security, if it is not stable or stored strong enough, the bad guy will do something unwanted to the private information. Thus, the development of technology into the Internet of Things has to be realized to improve the security in the future. Okay, next I'm gonna tell you about the history of the IoT. Okay, IoT was invented by Kevin Ashton from uh, in the 1999 under the project name Auto ID Center at Massachusetts Institute of Technology University. After that, in 2000, there were many electronic devices, and most of them use the word smart, such as smart device, smart home, smart network, smart intelligent transportation. Then Kevin defined this word as internet-like, or we can say that electronic device can communicate together, and the word thing is instead of electronic device. These things are the history of the word IoT or Internet of Things. Now, next I'm gonna tell you about the type of the Internet of Things. Okay, we can categorize it into two main types. The first one is industrial IoT. The industrial Internet of Things or IIoT is the use of smart sensor and actuator to enhance manufacturing and industrial processes, also known as Industrial Internet Industry 4.0. IIoT leverage the power of smart machine and real-time analytics. The data, the driving philosophy behind IoT is that the smart machines are not only better than humans at capturing and analyzing data in real time, they are better communicating important information that can be used to drive business decisions faster and more accurately. Connected sensor and actuator enable companies to pick up on inefficiency and problem sensor sooner and save time, the money. Okay, next for the commercial IoT is the second type of the IoT. Commercial IoT target our daily environment outside of the home. Customer IoT, yeah. That is a set of applications that can be deployed in places we frequently visit, such as commercial office, building, supermarket, store, hotel, healthcare facility, or entertainment venue. The application for this place vary from variable monitoring to environment condition, personal control, schedule, building access, as well as connected lightning. Okay, and now I'm gonna tell you about how IoT works. There are four main components of IoT. Okay, sensor device, connectivity, data processing, user interface. Now let's get started with the first one. Sensor device. Sensors are used together and share data. Sensors are embedded in every physical device. Sensors gather the data from the environment in about every minute. This technology of sensor makes IoT security even great. If a device has more than one sensor, then it can do more than just sensing the thing. Like our phone have more than one sensor, such as GPS, accelerometer, camera. But our phone does not merely detect things. Then next, we're gonna tell about the connectivity. For the second one, in connectivity, the data collected by sensor is required to send the cloud infrastructure, but it needs the medium transport. Once the data is collected, it is transferred to the cloud infrastructure, which is also called as IoT platform. This transaction needs a medium like satellite network, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, wide area network or WAN. The effectiveness of IoT security highly depends on the speed and availability of this medium. This medium is chosen by its specification between power consumption, bandwidth, the range, so it is important to deploy the best connectivity option. And the third one, next, is data processing. The next step is very important. It is analyzing the data, analysis of data when data has reached the cloud infrastructure. It has to be analyzed so that the right action can be taken. Next, after data collection and sharing, the device start processing. It's very simple, like checking the temperature of your freezer, or sometimes it has been difficult to identify the objects such as intruder in your house using computer vision on video. Okay, next. And the last one is user interface. This is the last step, means that information is made available to the user, to the end user. It works through notifying the user through sending message or email, do that phone or trigger alarm. For example, sometimes the system doesn't need the interference of human to work. Like in home automation system, if no one in the home and the system detect any intruder, then they are sent that. Then the system generate an alert to the owner of the house and also to the concerned that authority.
Okay, and for this part is about the domains of IoT, and we divided the domains into 5. First one is smart city. Okay, and smart city, the IoT can be used to monitor the vibration of building width and many cases of the building material that is threatened or overloaded. And next, the noise pollution can be controlled the hospital and school, and it can be used to manage the traffic, especially the traffic jam, accident, orange, and so on. And it can be used to manage street lights, automatically switch them off in the presence of sunlight and switch them on at the onset of darkness. And next is about the smart home application. IoT can be used to remotely control and program in the appliances in your homes, and it can be used to detect and avoid thieves. And when we talk about the IoT application, smart home are probably the first thing that we think. And the best example that we can think is about the Jarvis. The Jarvis you can know in the Iron Man movie. It's like about the technology in your home that can help you to get many comfortable. Yeah. And the next is industrial automations. Industrial automations, by using this technology, we can automate the manufacturing process, and it can prove useful in optimize and production, and we can manage the inventory and the supply chain. We can diagnose if the machine requires repairs or maintenance, and furthermore, we can monitor the emission of toxic gases to avoid damage of health and the environment. And the fourth, health monitoring. We can use this technology to identify and solve the health problem about the heart rate, pulse, digestive system, and blood pressure that can be monitored and diagnosed for anomalies. And the information can be sent to the doctor to analyze in the hospital that can also be contacted in times of the emergency. This system will be very useful to senior citizens and people who live independent. And last is about the smart environment. A very important application of IoT is about the detect pollution and natural calamity. We can monitor the emission from factory and vehicles to minimize air pollution that can track the release of harmful and waste the river or sea by reducing water pollution. And moreover, we can keep on the quality of being supply, or we can send warning about the earthquake or tsunami. And furthermore, we can keep the water in the river and under the surveillance to be alert in case of floods. And the next is about the advantages. of the IoT, it is very convenient because we can order or check the electrical status of the applicant no matter where you are. And next, IoT is having more secure because the electronic devices have been calculated precisely, such as automatic coffee machine and so on. And next, we can get more restful about using the IoT because we can prepare various devices on order without the wasting time, such as turning on the air conditioner before going to the condo room or your house and something like that. And next part is about the disadvantages of IoT. First one is about the internet. Use IoT need to use the internet as a medium for work, right? But if the internet is broken, it may cause some problem. And next, the electronic that has to use about the IoT system are quite expensive. And furthermore, the IoT is still in the process of developing the system, so it may not be stable and may not work very well. And the next part is about the relationship of a big data and data expert. Mr. Pitikon will be sent to you. Will be present to you all guys.
Thank you, Mr. Sanipon. Okay, from the previous, you have know what is IoT and what is big data, right? So we have a carrier that deal with the big data problem. Okay, we call them data expert. Nowadays, many companies drive themselves using data to develop systems and increase more profit. This leads to the new word, data-driven business. Due to the 5G, many sections store big data and would like to get better understanding. This is the reason why data expert is important. Next, a data expert team has data engineer, data scientist, and data analyst. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the data engineer first. For a data-driven business, when a big data project has started, the important ingredient for every project is data. The wrong data lead to the wrong model and wrong result as well. We call this problem garbage in and garbage out. To prevent this problem, the data engineer prepares the data and store it in the database, data warehouse, including data lake as well. This is easier to analyze the data and build model to explain it. In the other word, data engineer is software engineering approach to the designing, the developing information system. Next is the data scientist, dealing with unstructured and structured data. Data scientist is field that comprise everything that relate to data cleansing, preparation, and analysis. Data scientist is a combination of statistics, mathematics, programming, problem solving, capturing data in ingenious ways, the ability to look at things differently, and the activity of cleaning, preparing, and aligning data. In simple terms, it is the umbrella of technique used when trying to extract insight and information from data. And the third is important, data analyst. Analyzing information from the model, the data analyst predict the behavior to find the main factor for the business, including solving the problem as well. Using experience and statistical method to make the data that thing makes data analysts more expert because of marketing analysis, logistic analysis knowledge, and etc. Okay, next, the data expert, and then in this generation, I'm gonna tell you in deep detail for the machine learning because machine learning is the main factor that the data expert apply to build the model, something like that. Okay, machine learning is scientific study of algorithm and statistical models that computer system use to perform specific tasks without using explicit instruction, rarely on pattern and inference. Instead, it is seen as a subset of artificial intelligence. Machine learning algorithm build a mathematical model based on sample data known as training data in order to make a prediction or decision without being explicitly programmed to perform the task. Machine learning algorithms are used in wide variety of applications such as email filtering and computer vision. where it is difficult or infeasible to develop a conventional algorithm for effectively performing the task. Next, machine learning is closely related to computational statistics, which focuses on making predictions using computer, the study of mathematical optimization, deliver method, theory and application domain to the field of machine learning. Data mining is a field of study within machine learning and focusing on exploratory data analysis through unsupervised learning in its application across business problems. Machine learning is also referred to as predictive analysis. And next, now I'm gonna tell you about the relationship of this thing previously I explained. Okay, next, we know that data engineer, data scientist, uh, data analyst, and the machine learning. Next, okay, these things are related to the big data. Next, has to deal with a huge amount of data. For example, big data is a part of data engineer because nowadays data for all sections has high volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. These things are most difficult to handle because the role of data engineer is to store the data and make it easy to use, including data scientists and data analysts. They use machine learning to build the model to explain the behavior of the big data. Okay, machine learning is the process in which machines use the data provided by the big data and then try to respond accurately accordingly, thus leading to improved business operations, service quality, customer relationship, and more. Machine learning get data from big data and learn more data they have at their disposal. Big data analytics provide differently variety of big data and to the machine in order to show the present better result in performance of the task. As it is always better to have wide variety of data in order to get them filtered so that accurate result could be decided. The breakthrough in data analytics have already been seen through machine learning in sectors like healthcare, retail, financial, and auto industry. Just to name a few examples. Okay, so it could be said that business may fulfill their dream and can get the benefit of big data by probably focusing on machine learning process, but with the help of skilled data scientists, data engineer, and data analysts in order to run that data into knowledge. Okay, the next one is very important. Uh, Mr. Sanipon, we're gonna present about the detail of big data.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Putikon. And here is the details of IoT in the big data. The first one, the relationship between IoT and the big data. Okay, there is no doubt that different techniques are used in order to store and collect data. One of the major aspects of data collection is the IoT can make it to work several workflows. And the data collection can be achieved with the help of the collection and process of the data in a large quantity. It can be achieved with the help of different connection techniques for IoT that makes data collection easy. And next part is about the roles of big data in IoT. The role of big data in IoT is the process a large amount of data on a real-time basis and storing them using the different storage about the technology. And there are 4 sequential steps of IoT and big data. The first step, a large amount of unstructured data is generated by IoT devices which are collected in the big data system. This IoT generated big data largely depends on their 3 factors that are volume, velocity, and variety that Mr. Putikon told you. And the second is the big data system, which is basically a shared distributed database. The high amount of data is stored in a big data file. Third step, analyzing the stored IoT big data using about the analytic tools that like Hadoop, Map, Redux, or Spark. And the fourth step is the generating the report of analyze the data. And the next part is about the benefits of IoT and big data for company in the different sectors. The first one helps to increase the ROI for the businesses, or they can increase the return on investment for the businesses. IoT and big data are transforming how businesses are adding value by extracting maximum information from the data to get a better business. With the increased demand for data storage, companies that prefer the big data, which lower the implementation cost. And second, it will reshape the future e-health system. The combined feature of the IoT and the big data can reshape the next generation of e-healthcare system. Big data can lead to hypothesis-driven research to data-driven research transformation. And on the other hand, IoT can help to control and analyze the different level of connection between various sensor signals and existing big data. That it can be enable a new way of remote diagnosis with a better understanding of the disease that can lead to the development of innovative solutions in the healthcare. And the third, the advantages in manufacturing companies. The company install IoT sensor within its equipment that they can collect significant operation data on the machines that is help them to have an in-depth look at how the business is performing and enable them to find out which equipment needs repairing before many problems arise. That can prevent them from more significant expenses by skipping the downtime or replacement of the equipment. Hence, investment in IoT and big data cost saving businesses money. And the fourth, Internet of Things and big data can raise sales service analytics. With more invention about the IoT field, most of the IT function can be handled with the data automation and integration. That a big data can will increasingly become self-sufficient and straightforward to perform a basic function. And the last one is about the benefits in the transportation industry. IoT sensors have been installed in a vehicle as a way to track them on the go and around the world. This doesn't only help companies to keep a close eye on the vehicle, but it can provide the data regarding fuel efficiency, how drivers utilize their time and deliver goods. This information can be indispensable for optimizing and improvement of organization. Okay, and this part is about the conclusion. And to summarize from our presentation, we discussed about many details of the big data and discuss the details of IoT. And next, we talk about the relationship of the big data and the data expert. And then we discuss about some more details of IoT in the big data, such as the relationship, roles, and benefits. And finally, we hope that the details of our presentation can help you to understand more and perceive more about the IoT in the big data. And if you have any question, you can ask.
ตบมือ แปะทำดี